Screwing along with Susan. You know that Cracker Barrel game of the golf tees and trying to jump over the golf tees and end up with one left? I'm going to make one of those. Now, you can use your scroll saw, a chop saw. You can use various equipment to make these. And you can use various pieces of wood to make them. You can use plywood. I am going to be using this poplar wood. So I measured, they're going to be 5.5 inches rectangle. And I measured about 12 inches, giving me a little extra room. And I'm going to go ahead and start this first cut. And I have this chop saw set at 30 degrees for one of my first cuts. Now there are a whole lot of shortcuts here. You could just get a triangle, draw around it, cut it out with your chop saw or your scroll saw, but I want it a little bit bigger. So I'm going to be measuring right at, I'll put it up here, 5.5 inches from this point. And then I already got a point here. I'm going to take this at 5.5 inches. Before cutting this out, take into account the thickness of the blade so you know where to cut. Now it's interesting, I can get 3 out of here. Now that I already have this cut, I can measure right at that point with this and draw the lines already. The only thing I'm going to have to do is cut along here to make it shorter, but I can certainly do that. My chop saw actually goes 30 degrees to the left too, but I just decided to cut it all at 30 degrees on one side, so I had to flip the wood around. So I have rigged a couple pieces here to hold down this firm because it's too close to my fingers. I really need something to hold it firm. Now, they don't have to be exactly perfect, but they are pretty darn close. Now, before you do any holes or anything else, you really need to sand it well. And some people like that, you know, like the angle here, like a 15-degree angle, but I like it this way. And poplar will be easy to sand. And so the sanding begins. I sand every bit of it, and I don't want to go past 220 grit. If I go up any higher, then I cannot use the type of finish that I want to use because it needs a little bit of texture in order to soak into the wood. I suppose sanding is my least favorite, but it is extremely important to get a nice, good look to your piece. Sometimes sanding takes longer than the actual cutting of anything. And what I do is I get the entire piece wet, let it dry, it raises the grain, and then I can sand it again and see where maybe I missed a couple spots. So now they're dry and they're ready to seal, and I use approximately 1/4 tung oil. Actually, that looks like more than it looks like about 1/3 that I put in there. And then paint thinner, mix it up, and then I'll put 2 or 3 coats on this. And a lot of people don't like tung oil because it takes a very long time to dry. Well, the first 2 layers takes about 15 minutes, but then after that, if you're applying more than that, you need to allow sometimes overnight or quite a few hours. But to me, it's worth it to wait that long. This is my second coat now, and just a couple hints. What tung oil does, it actually penetrates inside of the wood to seal it. And like a lot of other things, polyurethane and whatnot, put a coat on top. Well, this actually soaks in. So be sure you are completely sanded and dried before doing it. You need to have all of the sawdust off before doing this. And also, if you're going to put your name on the back, do so before you put the tung oil on. I found this free template from the internet. And I don't really want to give you the site because who knows when you build yours if it's still available for free. But basically I just printed it out, and I'm going to be using this. This template's a little bit smaller than my wood, but that's okay. I'm just going to evenly space it here. I'm going to be using my awl to actually poke the holes through to show through on the wood. If you do not have a template, once you decide how far away from the edge you want to be, let's say you want to have a ½ inch in, each hole, there's going to be 5 holes here, 5 here, 5 here, and then 3 in the middle. They're all going to be evenly dispersed, and on my triangle, it's about 7/8 inch apart. Hopefully you're close enough that you can see these holes that I made with the awl. These came from Walmart. They're approximately 45 T's in here. They're made out of wood, and each one is just a little different. There are some that are thinner, some that are fatter. So when you're drilling your holes, of course, find the ones that all fit or about the same size, but don't assume like I did the first time that I drill all the holes with the same bit, because some of them were too loose or they were too tight. Now you can use a hand drill if you want, but I'll tell you what, this drill press has been a game changer, and you can pick one up for very reasonable. It really has saved a lot of time for me. So what I'm using is a scrap piece of wood. I have a 1/4 inch bit in. I'm going to try that first, and I'm just going to drill a small hole. And then I'm going to see how the T will fit in it. Yeah, that's really good. This drill press also has an adjustable piece on it that will automatically stop the bit from going any further. Now, you can use your hand drill and put a piece of tape right where you want it to stop when you're drilling it, and then you stop when you get to the tape. So I'm just going to be seeing how deep I want it. That's way too deep. So I want it to go about 3/4 of the way in. I'm going to use one of these small sanding files to get rid of the little fuzzies that are still on there from drilling the holes. Now, you only need 14 of these T's, but I always put 15 or 16 in so that, of course, the little T's could get lost, and that way you have a couple spares. So I have a feeling these are not the only wooden games that I'm going to be making, because I have a granddaughter that absolutely loves this game and might like some other ones. So I hope you like this gift and might give it a try. I'll see you on the next video.